Oh there, YouTube, Mr. Gibson Guy back with you again. I have another exciting video about my Ford Maverick experiences and my amazing Charlie Brown Ford dealer that I got my car from. So I went down there today and I have a whole story to relate to you about the latest foibles on what they can do wrong, because they seem to be real experts at this. Maybe it's not that funny, but it sure wasn't when it was going on. Today I had made an appointment a couple weeks ago for my first service oil change on my 2022 Maverick, and this morning 9 a.m. was time for my first service. So I got down there about 15 minutes before it was time for it, and I pull into the parking lot right there where you stop for service, and in the space next to me there was an old guy in an old 150, and he was just kind of sitting there, I guess getting himself together, and he got out of his truck and headed inside the door, and I got out of my truck and followed him right in there, and I just followed him right up to the service desk, and he goes up to the desk, and the guy said, "Oh, all right, we're going to help you with it." "Oh, I came in for my oil change, my service on my truck." And he says, "I'm on the schedule." He says, "What's your name?" And he goes on the computer and he starts looking for her, and he looks and looks. "What is your name? What's your telephone number?" And he can't find him anywhere. He says, "No, it's supposed to be 9 o'clock today." So he finally, after several minutes of searching, he gets a wider search, and then he says, "Sir, your service is tomorrow. This is Tuesday. You're scheduled for Wednesday." "Oh, it's tomorrow? Well, can you do it today?" "We have people scheduled." And I'm standing right behind the guy. Obviously, they're waiting for my service. And he goes, "Well, if I just wait around a little longer, can you do it?" He says, "Well, it's going to take longer because you got people that are scheduled to go right now." "Okay, I'll wait." So he strolls back into the room, and right away I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, this is not a good idea. But I'm scheduled. I called a couple weeks ago, set up my appointment, and I'm right here on time. So I come up to the guy, service writer, told him my name. "Yep, you're scheduled for right now. Okay, let me have the keys and we'll take care of it." And then this other guy walks me over to the service room, and I stop and I ask him on the way, I says, "Oh, how long is this going to take?" And he says, "Oh, it'll take an hour to 90 minutes. So we'll let you know as soon as it's done. You can go to Denny's across the street if you want something to eat." "No, I had breakfast. Planned ahead here. Thought this would be simple." So I go in and I sit down, and they have the History Channel showing the history of smells and hog farms and this people who well, anyway, it was a really nasty, continual series of shows they had on smelly stuff. I don't need to know the history of that. But I brought a book with me, so I kind of looked through the book and tried to ignore the pigs on the screen. And so I sit there, and people are coming in and coming out. And after about an hour, one of the service guys comes in, and he looks for the old guy that was scheduled for tomorrow, and he finds him, and he goes to, "Well, we got the oil change and everything is fine, and there's a bunch of water in your tail light, and it's okay for now, but we can put a replacement tail light on there, because when that water gets up to the level where the bulbs are, it's going to really mess up your electrical system. So it's $170 or something for the tail light." It's not my business, so he said, "All right, well, go ahead and do it." And I'm just thinking, this is not supposed to be happening. I bet you're already figuring out what's happening. Well, about half an hour later, the guy comes in, goes to the old guy with the paperwork. Here, we can settle up right here at the desk, and because I don't take the money, these girls here do, and we got your new taillight and you're all set. Your truck's ready to go. This is the guy who's scheduled for tomorrow, who was going to have to wait several hours to get in on the schedule. Meanwhile, I have now been sitting here 90 minutes, and I'm thinking, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Maybe they're just right next to each other on the base. So, you know, an oil change and supposedly rotate the tires is supposed to be a 30-minute job. It has now been 90 minutes. So I sit back and enjoy watching the pigs and then the recycling poop onto farm fields in Iowa. And did you know that there are 3 million people in Iowa and 15 million pigs in Iowa? They have a big problem with stench. Yes, because hog farms smell the worst. I know that now because I had 2 hours of this. Yes, half an hour later, this service guy comes in with my paperwork. He says, "Are you ready?" No, I'm not ready. I want to watch a couple more hours of pigs on TV and hear about how bad it smells. Can I stay in the waiting room longer? Am I ready? Yeah, I'm ready. So, brings it up here. This is really funny. Changing the synthetic oil, a total of $67. Rotating the tires, fronts to back, backs to front, is $26.95, and then $6.61 for some shop supplies, not to mention anything else. Anyway, so $107 later, I am done, and with waiting over 2 hours for my schedule. And I think, you know, this is really ridiculous. I knew what was going on, and you know what they were doing. Everybody knows. It was all right. So you came in a day early. We'll just give you this guy's appointment because he's here at the right time and the right day, and we'll let him wait. So I was really not happy about it. I was pretty pissed about it. But I thought, you know, I don't want to make a scene here in the waiting room while all the other people sit here and say, wow, nasty old man he is. So I thought, well, I know that they're supposed to send you a survey about how good your service was with Ford, and Ford usually is pretty good with that. But I don't know. I checked on my email when I got home, and they hadn't gotten with me yet on that. So I'll keep watching, and I'll give them a report on what I experienced. But the first thing that I wanted to do on my way home is I realized, you know what, when they do stuff like this, you need to tell people about it. This is, I don't know that it was, were they being nice, just taking my schedule time and giving it to the old guy? Not that I'm young. You know, I mean, but is it nice to share something that's not yours, that belongs to somebody else, and do it right in front of them? I mean, I'm right here, and it seems kind of contemptuous to treat a customer that way. Oh, yes, sir. Well, you know, you got the wrong day, but go ahead and take his spot. We'll just bump him back. Or were the service writers that stupid? They didn't know. One of these guys, I've got 2 guys scheduled at the same time, but one guy's tomorrow. Which one is the tomorrow? Which one is the today? I don't. Well, let's just maybe that's the case. I don't know. But that was my experience on it, and I thought I would pass it on to all of you Maverick fans out there. It just seems once again that the product the truck, the Maverick, is just a fantastic, wonderful piece of machinery. It is a great vehicle. I can't say enough good about it. It's the best thing I ever owned. And I own some Mazdas, so you're saying something when Ford is better than Mazda. Usually Mazda's better than Ford, but everything else about Ford is just horrible. It's, you know, am I going to go back to this place for my service? You know, I have another place closer to my home that's a Ford dealer, but I went with this first Ford dealer because when we called to see the Maverick, they actually had a customer's car that you could sit in and see what it was like. You couldn't drive it, but you could actually see the vehicle. And every place else is, you know, we never have them when they come in there for a customer. So I bought it just strictly because they were the ones that actually had a Maverick that I could see for a few minutes in person, which was something worthwhile. But it just happened by accident that I called them right when somebody's truck came in, and they were going to be a couple hours before they came to pick it up, so they could show it to somebody. Anyway, so that's what happened for me today. And again, I'm going to try the other Ford dealer next time I need a service, or maybe not go anywhere. Just take it to a local service station and have them do, what do? They fill up the fuel, the fluids if there's any down. They put air in the tires and put it down twice on the bill. It's twice on the bill. And then they give your schedule away to somebody else, your scheduled appointment. And you get to sit around and wait all day. It's only half a day. Anyway, but that's it, and that's my latest thrilling story with Ford. Great truck, great vehicle, really wishy-washy people, or I don't know what they are. I'm not even going to try to describe them. So tell me, leave some comments, give me a like, a subscribe would be great. And I'll see you on the next video. Mr. Gibson Guy is out.